Assalamu alaikum and welcome to all students at KSU First Year Common to the second part of this video. It's the past simple, this time for irregular verbs. We learned in the past that we always need to add an ed to a verb. That's true, but only for regular verbs. The problem is there are more irregular verbs than regular in English. So look at this sentence. Again, subject, action in the past, time. This time we have I forget my lunch. But because it's this morning, that means it's the past. Can we add an ed to forget? No, because it's irregular. This time we'll change the verb to forgot. Forget in the past is forgot. Altogether, I forgot my lunch this morning. Now, most people say, well, irregular verbs, they change. They're different in the past, so you just need to learn all of them. But I want to give you 5 groups to help you remember the different endings. First group, we have cut, put, hit, cost, and quit. And in the past, cut, put, hit, cost, and quit. They stay the same. That's an easy group to remember. Let's look at the next group. We have come, forget, wake, drink, and swim. We already saw that forget in the past is forgot, so the E becomes an O. With this group, they stay the same, but one vowel changes. Come in the past is came. Wake becomes woke. Drink in the past, drank, and finally swim, well, it's like drink, the I changes to an A. So these verbs are now in the past. Let's look at the next group of verbs. We have catch, teach, think, bring, and buy. These words are in the present. In the past, they all have an ought sound. Say it, ought. Good. Now, how do we spell ought? So, remove the ending. Now notice it's always an ought sound, but sometimes we spell ought with an A and sometimes with an O. Now in group 4, we have sleep, keep, meet, feel, and read. What do you notice? Well, in the present, we have an E sound. Say it, E. But these words in the past all have an E sound. Big mouth, E. So, sleep in the past is slept. And finally, read becomes read. But they are spelled the same, the sound changes. Now, let's look at the final group. We have go, have, see, do, and be. These words are the irregular verbs. What I mean by this is that in the past, they are completely different. So, go in the past becomes went. Have in the past is had. See becomes saw. Do, you may know this one, do becomes did. And finally be, well, be is was or were, depending on the subject. So with this group of verbs, you just need to learn them. There are no rules. Now, all of these verbs are the irregular verbs. We have 25 here, but in English there are maybe 100 or even 200 verbs in everyday use. So maybe you can think of more groups, or maybe you can think of more verbs to put in my groups. Until I see you again, Assalamu alaikum.